Okay, let's dive into this because it's fascinating. Have you ever heard that rumor that if you live in Korea long enough, your actual face will start to change? I know, it sounds kind of wild, but there's some surprisingly convincing photo evidence making the rounds online. And today, we're going to unpack it.
So here's the big question. Can your environment really, truly reshape your facial features? And this isn't just some random thought. This whole idea has absolutely blown up on social media, with people sharing some seriously dramatic before and after pictures.
And this just shows you how mainstream this has become. People are literally posting these side-by-side photos, and, it's kind of hard to deny the change you're seeing. It's the same person, obviously, but their whole vibe, maybe even the very structure of their face seems to have shifted. So what is going on here?
Well, one Korean doctor was so intrigued by all this that he actually came up with a theory. And it all starts with something we use every single day but probably never think about: our facial muscles.
Think about it for a second. The muscles in our face are incredibly delicate. In many Western cultures, we're pretty used to big, open expressions, right? Laughing with our mouths wide open, raising our eyebrows in surprise. But in Korea, expressions tend to be a lot more subtle and restrained. Over time, these totally different muscle habits can actually lead to different facial developments. Now, this whole idea connects to a popular beauty exercise you might have heard of called Mewing. It's all about getting a more defined jawline, and the technique is super simple. You just press your tongue flat against the roof of your mouth. Okay, keep that in mind because it's about to become very, very relevant. And here's where it gets really interesting. It turns out that the Korean language naturally makes your mouth do that same mewing motion. A lot of the sounds require these short, refined movements, and you don't really open your mouth that wide. So what happens? It strengthens all those inner mouth muscles, especially around the tongue and jaw. Essentially, foreigners who start speaking Korean every day are getting a jawline workout just by talking. So it's not just about muscles and language. There's another, much more subtle factor at play. And it has nothing to do with your mouth or your cheeks. It's all about the eyes and this idea of the power of the gaze.
Now, hold on, this isn't about frowning. In fact, it's pretty much the opposite. It's this gentle, focused tension right between the eyebrows that gives the eyes this really clear, lively, and energetic look. This little habit keeps you from raising your forehead too much, which can actually help reduce wrinkles while making your eyes seem more distinct and, sparkly. This all leads to a really powerful idea, and it's summed up by a saying that's pretty common among plastic surgeons in Korea. The age of the face is determined by the gaze. The whole idea is that the energy in your eyes can affect how old people think you are more than almost anything else. It can completely change the entire impression a person gives off. And you can actually see this play out in the real world. They did this social experiment where foreigners in Korea were asked to guess the age of different local people. And they were consistently off by 10, sometimes even 20 years. Now, part of that is definitely amazing skincare, for sure. But a huge piece of it is that youthful energy that just comes from the eyes. But of course, these individual habits don't just happen in a bubble. The entire environment you're in plays a massive role in this whole phenomenon. We have to look at things like diet, social norms, and the huge influence of K-culture. I mean, you've got this entire ecosystem of influence. The Korean diet, which is so rich in fermented foods like kimchi, is amazing for your gut and can really help reduce skin inflammation. Then you add in a social atmosphere that has really high standards for neatness, the global phenomenon of K-beauty, and just a general cultural awareness of your appearance. It's this powerful mix of factors, all pushing you in the same direction. And here's a perfect everyday example of this. Just look at the elevators. In Korea, it's super common to find mirrors in elevators and other public spaces. What does that do? It creates an environment where you're constantly aware of your appearance. That naturally leads to better posture, more mindful expressions, just an overall more put-together impression. It's all these tiny daily check-ins that really start to add up. So what does this all boil down to? We've talked about muscles, language, your gaze, the culture. The ultimate takeaway here is that your face is basically a reflection of all your habits added up. It's like a living record of how you live your life. So at the end of the day, this all suggests that physiognomy, the study of the face, it's not just about the features you were born with. It's so much more about what you do every single day. The expressions you make, the way you talk, the food you're eating, how you carry yourself, all of these things are slowly being etched onto your face over time. So how can we actually use this? It doesn't mean you have to do some huge overhaul of your life.
The source suggests a really simple but powerful daily habit. Just take a moment, look in the mirror, and check in with yourself. Is my expression okay? Is my posture straight? These small acts of mindfulness, once they become a habit, can make a world of difference. And that's really the big takeaway. This isn't just about Korea. This is a totally universal idea. Our faces tell the story of our habits, our culture, and our mindset. So the real question to ask yourself is, what story is your face telling? What habits are shaping it right now, today?